Not all nuts are created equal. In this video, I've ranked them based on their health benefits, from the superstars to the ones you might want to snack on with a bit more caution. The higher a nut is on the list, the better it is for your health. The lower it lands, the more potential drawbacks it carries. We'll break them down from all sides. What's great about them, and what's not so great. Stick around till the end. There's a lot of practical info you won't want to miss. Let's dive in. By the way, don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell so you don't miss future videos. First up, almonds. These little guys are pretty much the valedictorians of the nut world when it comes to vitamin E. And vitamin E isn't just a buzzword, it helps protect your cells, keeps your skin looking good, and supports your vision too. Almonds also have magnesium, which helps balance blood sugar and keeps your heart in check. But even the best students have flaws. Almonds contain oxalates, compounds that can mess with your kidneys if you overdo it, potentially leading to kidney stones. Also, they're a bit heavy on the stomach if you go nuts on them. Pun intended. Still, with everything considered, almonds earn a spot in the top tier. They're one of the healthiest nuts out there. Next, we've got cashews. Now, cashews bring some good things to the table, like iron, zinc, and magnesium, which all support immunity and bone strength. But here's the twist. Cashews come with a few red flags. Sorry, cashew fans, but they're not the healthiest nut out there. They're relatively high in saturated fats. And while that's not the end of the world, it's something to be aware of. What's more concerning is that they're loaded with lectins, proteins that can promote inflammation in the body. Sure, beans also have lectins, but we usually soak and cook them, which reduces their levels dramatically. Cashews? Not so much. The lectins stick around, and they can mess with your joints or even contribute to chronic inflammation. Bottom line, cashews are fine in small amounts, but definitely don't make a meal out of them. All right, next up, peanuts. Yes, I know what you're thinking. Peanuts aren't even real nuts, they're legumes. You're absolutely right, but let's be honest, most people still lump them in with the nut crowd, so they've earned their spot on this list. Now, peanuts do have some good stuff going for them. They're rich in protein and B vitamins, and they come with a decent batch of micronutrients. But the cons? They're pretty serious. First off, peanut allergies can be dangerous. Even a tiny amount can cause a life-threatening reaction in some people. Thankfully, that only applies to a small group. Most people can eat peanuts without a problem. The second issue is the fatty acid profile. Peanuts are loaded with omega-6 fats, and too much of that can throw your body off balance. Ideally, we want more omega-3s and fewer omega-6s, because omega-6 fats promote inflammation. And just like cashews, peanuts are high in lectins, those annoying plant compounds that can stir up inflammation in the body. Personally, I love the taste of peanuts, but based on the health drawbacks, they rank low. If you've got the option to eat a different nut, go for that instead. Next up, walnuts. If there's a king of the nut world when it comes to health benefits, this is it. Walnuts are absolute champs. They're one of the best plant-based sources of omega-3s, and they've got a great omega-3 to omega-6 ratio, about 1:4. That's a big deal for keeping inflammation low and improving your cholesterol levels. Plus, they're packed with antioxidants, vitamins, minerals, you name it. It's like a mini multivitamin in a shell. Sure, a few people are allergic to them, and yes, they're a little more calorie-dense than some other nuts. But that's splitting hairs. All things considered, walnuts get top marks. They're a powerhouse of nutrition. Now let's talk about hazelnuts. These round little guys are rich in B vitamins, which are great for keeping your nerves calm and your brain sharp. They also help fight inflammation and support your blood vessels. And just like almonds, hazelnuts bring a solid dose of vitamin E to the table. One nice bonus: they're a bit easier on your stomach than other nuts. And since nuts in general can be heavy, that's a pretty nice perk. That said, they're not quite as impressive nutritionally as walnuts. So while hazelnuts are definitely good for you, they don't make it to the top of the list. Still, they're a solid choice, tasty, wholesome, and worth having in your mix. Next on the list, pistachios. These are definitely one of the more intriguing nuts out there. For starters, they're one of the few nuts that contain lutein, which is great for protecting your eyesight. Plus, compared to other nuts, they're relatively lower in calories. Though let's be honest, nuts are calorie-dense no matter what. Pistachios are good for your blood vessels, and some research even suggests that eating them in the evening might boost melatonin levels and help you sleep better. Sounds great so far, right? Well, here's the catch. They're almost always sold salted. And that salt? It pretty much wipes out all the health benefits. That bright green color might still look healthy, but the sodium says otherwise. Unsalted pistachios exist. You just have to find them. Sometimes they cost a bit more, but if you spot them, grab them. With that in mind, pistachios earn a top rating. They're excellent, as long as they're not drowning in salt. Now we come to the Brazil nut. This one's a bit of a wild card. On the plus side, it's one of the best sources of selenium, a trace mineral your body really needs. Selenium supports your thyroid, acts as a powerful antioxidant, and helps protect cells from damage. But here's the deal. A little goes a long way. And I mean very little. Just 2 Brazil nuts can give you your daily dose. Eat a handful, and suddenly you're way over the recommended limit, which can actually be harmful. So what's the verdict? Brazil nuts get the once-in-a-while rating. 2 is perfect. 5? Maybe not. Just treat them like a supplement, not a snack. Let's talk about chestnuts. They're kind of the oddball in the nut family. On the bright side, they're lower in calories compared to most other nuts, which is great if you're watching your intake. They also contain vitamin C and help support digestion. But the drawbacks? Their fat profile isn't very impressive, and they don't keep well. They spoil faster than most other nuts. And when it comes to vitamins and minerals, they're not exactly winning awards. So all in all, chestnuts get a solid meh. Acceptable, but not amazing. You can eat them, sure, but they're not going to change your life. Last but not least, pine nuts. These tiny guys are rich in antioxidants and packed with magnesium, which is great for your muscles and nerves. They've definitely got some solid health points. But not everything's perfect. The balance between omega-6 and omega-3 isn't ideal, and they can be heavy on your stomach, especially if you eat a lot of them in one go. Let's just say they're not the easiest nut to digest. Still, when you factor in their nutrient content and overall benefits, pine nuts earn a respectable good rating. Just go easy on the portion size, and your stomach will thank you. Next up, pecans. Yep, pecans do contain antioxidants, and like all nuts, they're a decent source of fiber. Quick fun fact: some people assume leafy greens or cabbage are the kings of fiber. And sure, they've got some. But nuts usually pack way more. So if you're after fiber, don't sleep on nuts. Pecans are also loaded with minerals like manganese and copper, which are great for metabolism and overall health. But here's the flip side. They're very high in fat. Around 72 grams per 100 grams, or 20 grams of fat per ounce. That makes them one of the most calorie-dense nuts you can eat. So while pecans are tasty and nutritious, the high fat content means you'll want to keep portions in check. Overall, they get an average rating. Good, but not extraordinary. Let's talk about coconut, or more precisely, coconut pulp. I mean, no one's out here gnawing on a whole coconut, right? Coconut pulp has its perks. It contains lauric acid, which supports the immune system, and like many nuts, it also brings in a nice dose of fiber. But now, for the downside, coconut is overloaded with saturated fat. And unlike most nuts, it's really low in protein. Plus, the vitamin and mineral content isn't anything to brag about. Sure, coconut tastes great, especially in desserts. But if you're eating it for the health benefits, don't expect too much. It's fine to enjoy occasionally, but it won't do your body many favors. Now on to macadamia. This one's known for being fancy, and yes, also kind of expensive. But is it worth the price? Well, it does have some standout features. Macadamia is packed with monounsaturated fats, which are excellent for heart health. It's also rich in antioxidants, which means it's good for your skin, too. You'll also find a generous amount of manganese, copper, and B vitamins, especially vitamin B1. But aside from those, the rest of its nutrient profile is kind of average. Also, just like pecans, it's pretty fatty, so a small handful is plenty. Overall, macadamia earns a solid good rating. Tasty, beneficial in moderation, but maybe not worth breaking the bank over. And now, I want to hear from you. What's your favorite nut? Which one do you snack on the most? Personally, I like walnut. But as much as I love the flavor of peanuts, I've been cutting back on them lately. So let me know your thoughts in the comments. And now, I highly recommend that you watch my other video. There I talk about the most beneficial and the most harmful drinks. You just got the link to the video on your screen. Be sure to check it out. And if you enjoyed this video, then put a like and subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you in the video about drinks.